Hey folks, Ed from Brain Pulp TV. It is still pre-release weekend for Ixalan. We've already opened up one Planeswalker deck here on the channel. It is time for the second one, and that is Huatli Dinosaur Knight, or as Travis says, Dino Knight. Once again, that is Travis's joke, so if you don't like it or get it, blame him. He may not be with Brain Pulp anymore, but I'm sure you can still track him down on Twitter and let him know what you thought of his joke. Anyways, I mentioned this in the previous Planeswalker deck opening, but if you've never heard of the Planeswalker decks, I'll give you a quick rundown here. With each of the last 5 or 6 of the last expansions, Wizards has come out with 2 60-card standard legal decks that feature a Planeswalker, which is specific to these decks. Now, there is a regular version of these Planeswalkers, which will be in regular packs. However, this is a unique Planeswalker that is for this deck and this deck alone. On top of that, each of these decks comes with 3 other cards exclusive to the deck and a dual land which, while not exclusive to the deck, cannot be found in regular packs of whatever the newest expansion is. In this case, it is Ixalan. Now in the future, I'd love to do a video that talks more about the Planeswalker decks in general, their strengths, weaknesses, and so on. However, in the meantime, let's crack open Huatli Dinosaur Knight and see what's inside of this particular deck. And be sure just to let me know, I'm sure someone probably at this point already has, if I'm getting the pronunciation of the Dinosaur Knight's name wrong. I don't think I am, but it's entirely possible. Toss the box aside, take the packaging off the front, toss that aside as well too. So here is the Planeswalker that comes with the deck, and you can see it is foil, or as Wizards prefer to call it, premium. We're gonna set this aside, and I'm gonna go over this particular card a bit more thoroughly in just a minute, but let's talk about the rest of the stuff that comes in this pack. Now, first and foremost, let's toss this off. You get a deck box, which has Huatli's name on it, and some beautiful, beautiful artwork. And the great thing, and I mentioned this in every single one of these, so if you watched my other Planeswalker decks opening, you're probably sick of hearing it, but these deck boxes hold sleeved cards, which is really, really great because a lot of the past dual decks did not, which in my mind made them completely useless. However, this does hold sleeved cards, so I think that's very, very important that Wizards has made that change. Now in the pack, you also get the deck itself, which is all wrapped up here. We're going to crack that open just a little bit and talk about the cards specifically. You get the quick reference card, which I know for most of us doesn't mean much, but give this to a new player or a player that's just starting out. This will help them out a lot. Let's set that aside though. You get 2 packs of the newest expansion. In this case, it is Ixalan. And you get this reference sheet here, which talks a bit about the deck itself. Let's see, open this up, make sure that's true. And has a bit of information about the Planeswalker that comes in the deck. Once again, in this case, it is Huatli Dinosaur Knight. Now, these inserts used to actually have the deck list. They don't seem to anymore, which I don't understand why they made that change, because there seems to be a lot of empty space on this insert, so I'm not sure why they took that out, because I actually thought that was kind of useful. However, we can discuss that another day. I'm going to set this aside as well. I'm going to put the packs over to the side, the deck box to the other side, and we're gonna dig into the deck and talk about the Planeswalker. And here she is, Huatli Dinosaur Knight. For a whopping 6 CMC, 4 a red and a white, you get a 4 loyalty Planeswalker, a legendary Planeswalker, because they have changed the rules with Planeswalkers. And her +2 is put 2 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target dinosaur you control. Her -3 is target dinosaur you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Her -7 is dinosaurs you control get +4/+4 until the end of turn. Now I mentioned this with Jace, and I've touched upon this, I believe, in most of the other Planeswalker decks, but I just find the cost of these Planeswalkers to be high. I swear most of them would just do better if they were 1 less, just cost 1 less. I know they don't want to make these so that the Planeswalkers are gonna take standard by storm or something, but they know that's not gonna happen, so why can't they make this costed just a little bit better? Because people who wanna play these are gonna be casual players, they're gonna wanna be able to cast their Planeswalker. And if it's costing 6, that is gonna be kind of a struggle unless there's major ramp in the deck, and I know most of these decks don't have a lot of ramp. Anyways, yes, that is a reoccurring criticism I have. I'm gonna set that and this card aside from now, and I'm going to dig into the deck and show you what's inside here. Okay, so let's tear this sucker open. Now, I'm not gonna read off everything from every single card, but I'm gonna fully read off the rares that are in this card, and I'll just read off the names of the other cards in this deck. So to start off, we have Goring Ceratops as our first rare. For 5 and 2 white, gets a 3/3 double strike dinosaur. Whenever Goring Ceratops attacks other creatures you control, gain double strike until the end of turn. So there's one copy of that. You have Sun Blessed Mount. For 3, 1 red, 1 white, you have a 4/4 dinosaur. Now this is one of the cards which is exclusive to this deck. It's very common to these Planeswalker decks. I think all of them have some sort of tutor card which can help you find your Planeswalker, because you only get one Planeswalker, so they've added these tutor cards so that you'll have a better chance of pulling your Planeswalker at some point. Anyways, the description is, when Sunblessed Mount enters the battlefield, you may search your library and or graveyard for a card named Huatli Dinosaur Knight. Reveal it, put it into your hand. If you search the library this way, shuffle it. Once again, these are a staple in these Planeswalker decks. You're going to get 2 of these. Next up, we have Burning Sun's Avatar. For 3 and 3 red, gets you a 6/6 dinosaur avatar. When Burning Sun's Avatar enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to target opponent and 3 damage to up to 1 target creature. So you'll get 1 of those. Kinjali's Collar for 1. Oh, I'm not going to read it all off, sorry. You get 1, well, just 1. Now, last time, in previous Planeswalker decks, if there's just 1 card here, that means there's only 1. However, in the last one, they were sort of mixed up at the beginning, so I think you're only going to get 1. I'm going to set this aside. You're probably going to get more, and there are probably a couple hidden somewhere. You have Huatli's Snubhorn, which is one of the cards which is specific to this deck. For 1 and 1 white, gets you a 2/2 Vigilance Dinosaur. So you're going to have 2 of those, 3 of those, okay? Yes, there we go. I don't know why they mixed them up at the beginning. It kind of makes these videos a little bit annoying to do. So we got 2 copies of Kinjali's Collar and 4 copies of Huatli's Snubhorn. Next up, we have Raptor Companion, and we're going to have 2 copies of that. Now, this is a card I butchered a couple times in the previous Planeswalker deck when I was opening up the packs, and of course, I got it in each of the packs. It is Tilanali's, I have no idea if that's right, Knight. You're going to get 2 copies of that. Frenzied Raptor, Territorial Hammerskull, couple of those. Bonded Horncrest, Petrodon Knight, 2 of those. Shining Aerosaur, Stone Quarry, the dual land that you're going to get 4 copies of, which you're not going to be able to open up in regular packs of Ixalan. I should also point out that these dual lands are standard legal. Any of the cards found in the Planeswalker decks are standard legal. So even if Stone Quarry doesn't get printed in another regular run of a set, for all the sets that are legal in standard, Stone Quarry will still be legal in standard because they are printed in these decks. Then we have a bunch of mountains, and I'm guessing a bunch of plains. Yes, a bunch of plains. And there we go, we'll set that aside. Now we have another one of the exclusive cards to this deck. We have Huatli's Spurring. For 1 red, gets you an instant. Target creature gets +2/+0 until the end of turn. If you control a Huatli Planeswalker, that creature gets +4/+0 until the end of turn instead. These sorts of spells are a staple in the Planeswalker decks, ones which get a buff when the Planeswalker is on the field. And these ones aren't specific. The tutors are specific to the Planeswalkers in these decks. However, these cards are not specific to these Planeswalkers, just any Huatli Planeswalker in general. Moving on though, we have 3 copies of that, and we have Slash of Talons. Lightning Strike. For some reason, I didn't realize this is in the Planeswalker deck. This is a very, very nice reprint that they've added to Ixalan. I'm kind of excited. It's no Lightning Bolt, but it's pretty damn close. So we got 2 copies of Lightning Strike, and then finally we have 2 copies of Rallying Roar. So there you guys go. That is every card that is found in Huatli Dinosaur Knight's Planeswalker deck. Now, in a future episode of the Mana Cave, Travis and I, Travis formerly from Brain Pulp, and I will be battling it out with this deck and the new Jace Ingenious Mind Mage Planeswalker deck. If you're unfamiliar with the Mana Cave, it is a show that we play live paper magic, record it and show it to you guys. A link will be appearing somewhere on screen that will take you to one of those episodes where we did play with previous Planeswalker decks. However, that video won't be out till probably next Friday, so why don't we get back to this one and open up those 2 Ixalan packs that came with this deck. And here they are, and I think I'm going to open up, yeah, let's open up this one first. I think I opened up the same packaging from the previous one first, so let's keep that trend going and see what's inside. Now, in previous Planeswalker decks, I've done pretty well with the rares and mythics that have shown up in some of these packs. Now, there's not guaranteed that you're going to get killer packs with each of these Planeswalker decks, but who knows? Maybe we'll be surprised here, maybe we won't. I'm going to read off each card, but I'm only going to fully read off the rare from each of these packs because there are only 2 packs with these decks. So to start things off, we have Dual Shot, Legion Conquistador, Mark of the Vampire, Frenzied Raptor, Opt. Excellent. This is a card that I'm super excited to have seen reprinted. This is back in, I believe, Invasion. I have some of the original copies of this card. I'm really, really glad this card is getting a reprint. I'm getting a place out of this. I'm definitely getting a place out of the new artwork. We have Ixalan's Diviner. Once again, I have no idea if I'm pronouncing some of these right. Paladin of the Bloodstained, Gilded Sentinel, Thrash of Raptors, Crushing Canopy. Our first uncommon is Field of Ruin, Glorifier of Dusk, Chart a Course, which is our final uncommon, and our rare is Ripjaw Raptor. For 2 and 2 green, gets you a 4/5 dinosaur with Enrage. Whenever Ripjaw Raptor is dealt damage, draw a card. I actually don't mind this. This is kind of a nice one. I'm probably going to try to play around with this in some decks. I would definitely pick this as well too if it was in limited. So yeah, I'm not disappointed with this at all. We got a Plains, and we have a treasure token. I don't have this treasure token yet, so I'm pretty happy about it. It is a token artifact. Treasure, tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. So I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to separate the rare there. There we go. Got to remember I have Opt in that pack as well too. I'm going to grab that from there after this. Let's open up the final pack and see what we have inside. Starting off, we've got Vampire's Zeal, Deadeye Tormentor, Sure Strike, Siren Lookout, some awesome wings that guy's got going on there, Jade Guardian, Wind Strider, Fire Cannon Blast, Spreading Rot, Costly Plunder. I really like the artwork on that one. The perspective that the artist got is really, really nice. Headwater Sentries. Our first uncommon is Wanted Scoundrels. I like a lot of the artwork so far in this set. Another Field of Ruin. Our last uncommon is Seeker's Squire, and our rare is Deadeye Tracker. For 1 black, it's a 1/1 human pirate. Pay 1 black, tap it, exile 2 target cards from opponent's graveyard. Deadeye Tracker, Explorers. Reveal the top card of your library, put that card in your hand if it's a land, otherwise put a 1/1 counter on this creature. We also get an island, and yet another treasure token, which I have not received before. So there you guys go. That is everything you can expect to find inside a Huatli Dinosaur Knight or Dino Knight Planeswalker deck pack. Now, in the past, I've mentioned this before, I have received some pretty amazing rares in the 2 packs that I get for my Planeswalker decks. Not so much this time. Not that I'm unhappy with them, it's just they're not like blow the doors off mythic type things. If you got better luck, let me know in the comments section, or if you just want to tell me what you think about the Planeswalker deck in general, or how your pre-release went, or anything to do with Ixalan, please let me know in the comments section below. You can also follow and contact me on Twitter. It is at BrainPulpTV. We also have an Instagram account, so check out BrainPulpTV on Instagram. I've just posted just a handful of pictures there so far, but I am going to try to keep up with the Instagram account a bit more now that I've started it up. Anyways, with all that said, take care, everyone. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, watching, doing everything that you guys do to help support the channel. It means a lot to me. May all your pulls be mythics, and I'll see you all again real soon.